The next tool in our arsenal of tools is the fishbone diagram. This has the name of fishbone diagram. It's also sometimes called a cause and effect diagram or an Ishikawa diagram, named after the man that invented this. You can see that as the diagram is generated, that it kind of looks like the bones of a fish. And here in the head will be our main idea. And then along these bones are the categories. So let's just say we're going to plan an office party. Then we might have food and entertainment, venue, and maybe prizes, whatever the party will generate. So in that sense, we've categorized the ideas before we actually start giving them. And then let's say we're working on food now. So we have that idea and that idea and that idea, that idea. These little bones branch off of the major bones and gives us a kind of separate sets of ideas. The problem with a fishbone diagram is it clutters very quickly. So in the use of a fishbone diagram, typically, let's say food has a lot more ideas than we can possibly put on the fishbone diagram. We'll then create what's called a child diagram, and that has its own category of food, and then we'll have various aspects of food that we lay out in the diagram. One use of a fishbone diagram that can be very useful is having a team meeting without having a meeting. And that is, perhaps you put up a large fishbone diagram in the break room and then give everybody post-it notes. And throughout the week, they can post their ideas on the bones where the ideas belong. And by the time you come back together, you've had this whole brainstorming session without having to meet. It just happens kind of spontaneously throughout the week. I like that approach. I do find that fishbone diagrams clutter very quickly. So the alternative to that is the affinity diagram. And that's nothing more than a spreadsheet. So you'll have your subject at the top, and then we'll have our main categories underneath it. So it could be food, entertainment, and so on. And then the ideas are listed below that. I like that better because it's cleaner. Visually, it's cleaner, and it's easy to organize. So, you'll find the tool that works for you. The idea here is that we're categorizing our ideas. So we can do that as we generate them, or we can do that after we've brainstormed and then take the ideas we've brainstormed and put those in the proper categories, if categorization is important for us to consider at that point.